Alright guys, I'm up here in the snake room again, just going through all my hatchlings and holdbacks for last year, and I'm deciding kind of what's staying and what's going. As you know, I'm not very great at getting things up in morph market. I never seem to be in a hurry for to do that, so this is me finally getting through the last of last year's. This wee guy we're going to keep. This is the wee cherry bomb male. I'm saying wee, he's actually up over 600 grams now. I think he's about 650 odds. He's a wee beauty. The pairing on this was Butterhead Albino to Butterhead Albino. So we were quite lucky to hit the odds on this one. He's a great wee guy, you know. He was lucky, he had a bit of a bad start, but I managed to save him. And since then he's been a wee eating machine, and he's as placid as you like. He's just a wee chilled out dude. He's just quite happy to spend time with. Just chilled out. I think he's one of my favourites. I mean, white snakes are always a favourite, you know, especially with the pink eyes. I think he's one to have a wee escape to himself just now though. He's a wee beauty. As I say, I think he's going to stay here. There are a few that I'm going to have to get up in morph market, but he will only be one of them. I might actually just stick him in his tub and get some more out. I think earlier on in the year I done a video with the Hypopins. Now one of them, the female, was a great eater, but this male here has been a great eater since day one. And he's obviously wanting to escape now. And just try and get him to settle a wee bit here. He as well, he's a great eater, as I says. He's up over 500 grams now. But his sister that he's going to go to in a couple of years was actually quite a problem to get feeding. She's actually one of the longest I've ever seen no eating for herself, and she had to be assist fed for quite a few months. At one point there I was wondering if she was ever going to start feeding again. So what I done was I took her out of her tub. I had her in an 18 litre tub. I took her out of that and I put her back in one of the small hatchling ones, and put her into a small hide as well, something that she could only just fit into the hide, so that on every side she was touching it and she felt a lot more secure. And on doing that she's actually started eating quite well, although she's about a quarter of the size he is still. So I mean, it always amazes me, you know, how little these snakes can eat and still be healthy. I mean, if you look at the size of her compared with the size of him, the difference is just phenomenal. And yet they were in the same clutch. She was never quite as feisty as he was. He was always a kind of feisty, bitey wee thing for day one, and she was always a lot more timid. But thankfully that's about a half dozen now feeds that she's strike feeding on her own. So I'm quite chuffed about that. As I say, in a couple of years I'm going to put these two together and make Hypopins, and he's just showing his nature there, being a feisty wee thing. She's always been a lot more kind of timid and quiet, but she's gradually coming out herself a bit. I don't know if you can see on her dorsal here, she's got these wee cream spots. I don't often see that with pins. So I don't know quite what that is. Maybe it's the hypo influence on her. Anyway, I'll put these guys back before this one jumps off the table, and I'll go get a couple more. This wee guy here is from the Het Clowns, the one we weren't sure if it was Blade or what it was. I mean, the colours on him is absolutely phenomenal. I think, I mean, I can't be certain that there's Blade in him, but I do think there is, just with the brightness. And look up his sides. So I've been kind of keeping a hold of him because he's been getting brighter and brighter as the sheds go on, and as it's coming, his blushing's coming more and more up the sides here. I mean, he's 66% Het Clown, so that could be causing the brightness. But I do believe that, you know, he does have Blade in him. Unfortunately, you know, I've got his dad, so he's going to go. I'm going to get him up on Morph Market soon. He's been eating well since day one. I'll just weigh him. I'll see what weight he is just now. He's up at 284 grams. So, as you can tell, he's absolutely smashing food and doing great. He's a wee beauty. A bit more feisty, but that's always a good thing in my book, because the feistier ones always eat better and they do better. But he's absolutely beautiful. I know that I say that about all my snakes, but he is an absolute cracker. Anyway. I'll stick him back in his tub and I'll not stress him out too much. I don't know about everybody else, but up here things are absolutely in full swing. I mean, we have 3 ovulations today again. We've got the Het G-stripe female who has a big ovulation, and I've got the super GHI that looks as if she's ovulating as well. And then she Het Clown, she's got a big swell on her back end and out. And this here is just a wee update on the Leopard Pin stripe, the fire Leopard Pin that we hatched out earlier on. She's a wee beauty, and she's going to stay with us. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she's been a good eater. You can see in her she's still got quite a decent sized meal, so I mean, I'm really happy with her. I mean, look at the pattern and the colours on her. This new camera's a lot better, but it still doesn't do it full justice. I mean, the golds and things on her is gorgeous. So, I will be keeping a hold of her. As I say, I'm just kind of going through things and trying to make up my mind, because I'm never 100% sure whether I'm actually going to sell something or not. The pastel calico is in shed. she's not looking very great at all now, so I'll not bring her onto the camera. The wee bongo female that I got for Hammy is absolutely stunning. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. She is eating like you would not believe. She would absolutely eat every day of the week if you let her. And she is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, she is one of my favourites. Not just because of the way she looks, because I'm really excited about the project in years to come. She's absolutely amazing, and I'm really glad I got her. She's a wee beauty. As I say, I'm really excited about the project, and every other day I've got different ideas about what I want to do. I think I'd need to clone her to kind of 20 or 30 times over to do everything I want to do in the first year she can breed, so I think I'll have to wait for a wee while and just calm myself. As I say, I was going to bring out a few of my favourites as well. And this girl here is one that we produced in 2019. I don't know if you can see all the colours in her. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm hoping that she proves out het pied this year. She's absolutely beautiful. I love the wee yellow bits, the wee splodges all over her. And the pairing there was a cinnamon het pied female to a pastavi, which is a pastel mojave. Sorry, my voice seemed to go there. Must have got a frog in my throat. But she's a wee beauty. And I don't quite know whether she's going to prove it het pied, because you can see this ringer here, or this, but cinnamons can throw that quite a lot anyway, so I think the only way to prove it out is to breed her. And hopefully she proves out. She's another really chilled out wee dude. I mean, she was handled for day one, so I'm just trying to get her to bring her head into view there, just to see the wee yellow spot on it. She's absolutely stunning. And every time she sheds, she seems to get more yellow splodges on her. This thing here on her tail, that didn't used to be there. It didn't used to be there at all. So I mean, the grey came in. I mean, she was nearly white initially, and then the grey started coming in, and now the yellow's coming in with her. As I say, as every shed, she brings more colour in. It's beautiful. You can see it down her neck here as well. It's a kind of yellowy green. Anyway, I'll stick her back. I'll let her chill out a wee bit. We have a couple of normals that I haven't got round to putting up in morph market either. Well, I'm saying normal. But I mean, the colour on them is just phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous. She's 66% het clown. She was out of the blade clown clutch as well. I always end up holding on to normals because they are absolutely beautiful. She's a wee stunner. I will eventually get up to putting her up on Morph Market or something. Just get her up for sale. Aye, I can't keep every normal I get as much as I'd love to. But she's a wee beauty. I've got a wee male normal that looks a lot like her as well. I'll get up to putting him in Morph Market. And then another one here from the Blade Het Clown. This is the wee butter. I've never produced a butter that was this clean before. He is absolutely gorgeous. The camera isn't doing him any justice at all. Usually quite confident, so hopefully he'll not be balled up for too long. In fact, let's see if I can get him to come out and show that beautiful wee head he has. No. He's a wee beauty. So I'm going to stick him up for sale again as well. He was up for sale and he was sold, but something happened and the guy had to pull out, so I just never got round to putting him back up again. He's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, as I say, he's the cleanest, the prettiest wee butter I've produced. Ever since the day he came out the egg, he has been a lot cleaner. So there's a chance that there's blade in there as well. And the het clown. He's definitely a top quality wee butter male. Whether he's got blade in him and whether he proves out to be het clown or no, he's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure that somebody will love him when they get him. He's a great wee feeder as well. He's been feeding since day one. I think he's up just put him on the scale here. He's up at 305 grams, so absolutely smashing it. I don't think I want to go into the big racks with all the females because, as I say, we are kind of deep into the breeding season. And I don't want to disturb them, to be honest. We've got a few ovulations. We've got a few that's past ovulation now. And we've got an Enchi het clown female here that's going into a pre-lay shed. And then we've got this wee girl. She's building quite well. It's an Enchi 66% het clown female that we've been putting to it's actually going to be dual sired. It was the leopard pastel het clown male and then the butter clown male. So it should be interesting when she lays. On the one hand, I'm kind of hoping for the leopard clown, but at the same time an Enchi butter clown. So I think I'll be excited for either way, you know. And if it becomes a dual sire clutch, then the fun bit really begins. But she's a wee beauty. and she's packing on the girth nice. She's not quite at the stage of ovulation yet. She's only had a couple of ties, but she's getting there. She's doing all of the right things, and she is eating like an absolute machine now. So I am quite hopeful that she'll go this year. And as I says, the GHI female that we've got that hasn't gone the last 2 years to the Pistavi, we have put to the Blackhead Cinnamon Mojave, and it looks like today she's ovulating. She's got the big swelling and she's doing the back end now, so hopefully, she'll start heat seeking and making herself a wee nest, and then in kind of 30 days she'll shed, and that'll be a good sign. Hopefully it was just that she wasn't keen on the male, so she decided not to go the last 2 years. But I want the GHI Mojave, the GHI Pistavi, and I also want the GHI Blackhead. I really want to pursue the dark projects, and hopefully this year it'll have some chocolate in, possibly hurricane. So I'm really excited about going down that whole route, and making some really dark stuff. So I'll put this wee girl back, but I think this was just a wee quick one, just as I was up here, As I say, people keep on saying to me, when you're going to put this stuff on Morph Market. I will get it up this week at some point. And then just a wee look through some of my favourites. Anyway guys, I know the lockdown's pretty brutal on people, so I hope you are all doing okay. And hopefully we'll get a Scottish breeders meeting. Hopefully Chris and Stephen and that can organise something as soon as this lockdown is released, and we'll try and get something organised between this lockdown and the next one. And hopefully I'll see you soon, and failing that, if Doncaster goes ahead, I'll be down there. So take care guys, and I'll see you next time.